So after doing lots of research, I decided to pick up this Beelink mini PC in order to set up my Plex home media server. Now, I understand there are those who will choose to spend thousands on a project such as this, and watching all their YouTube videos has certainly been an entertaining experience. However, I don't necessarily think that's a realistic approach for everybody, including myself. My end goal is that I still want to digitise my Blu-ray and DVD collection, but I wanted a server that wasn't going to break the bank and was still going to be effective so that I could stream my video content from anywhere in the world on any device that I choose. And as such, I chose this PC because, well, it just ticked all the boxes for me. So if you are new to the world of mini computers, then be aware that this is a complete PC. It includes a fast Intel processor, 16GB of RAM, and a super fast NVMe drive. The only thing is they don't tend to have dedicated graphics cards. That's why they're able to be so small, which means the integrated graphics on the CPU isn't going to be great for gaming. But that's not the purpose of why I brought this. For what we need, it's going to be absolutely perfect. The only other thing is that I have also purchased a 2TB internal solid state drive, which is currently installed in this, and that will allow me to store a whole bunch of movie files without needing to go the external hard drive route. And I will leave my affiliate links in the description to both of these, the computer and the solid state drive that I purchased, if you want to go and check those out. But I do want to make absolutely clear from the get-go that I have not been in any contact with Beelink, with Plex, or with just any third party about making this video. I've purchased everything myself, and there is nothing sponsored here. This is just the setup that I chose myself. It is working well, and so I wanted to share it with you. Please do consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel. Right, so I have now been running my Plex Media Server on this Beelink mini PC for just over 3 months, and have really been pushing it through its paces. This PC is pre-installed with Windows 11 straight out of the box, and something I really love to see is that there is no bloatware here. That is something you always get with other companies such as HP, Dell, etc. However, one choice that some people will make is to just reformat the pre-installed Windows operating system and replace that with a more lightweight operating system, such as Ubuntu, for example. I was actually tempted to do that myself, but to test things out, I kept Windows 11 on here, and Plex server has been running absolutely fine. I've not had any issues over the last 12 weeks or so. I've not had any real reason to go through that extra work. But there's no reason you can't do that if you would prefer to do so. And so the first thing you're going to want to do is download and install Plex Media Server. And the good news is it is so simple to do. Just head to plex.tv. I'll leave a link again in the description for you, and then just choose the server option to download on the computer. And then it's just a case of making sure you have your media folders organised and have whatever digital content you want to be able to stream into those folders, and you will be good to go. So there is an optional premium paid version of Plex which you can use, which has additional features, but the great news is that all of the features in terms of streaming your own media content through Plex is fully available and unlocked with the free version. Since I've been using the free version of Plex for several years now across different devices, I actually went ahead and paid for a lifetime pass, more to support the developers. I don't really need the additional paid features, but like I say, that's the great thing about this Plex software, is that you can do all of the important stuff at no cost. And once Plex is installed on your server, just make sure it's set up to open once Windows starts. And of course, the great thing about Plex is it isn't just for movies or TV shows. You can also have your family photo albums stored on this, and any music that you have ripped or downloaded. But what is this Beelink box actually capable of? Well, I don't know the upper limits, if I'm honest with you, but my family and I, we use this regularly and are frequently streaming to at least 3 different devices at full HD, that's 1080p, simultaneously, and don't have any issues, no stuttering, no buffering. It works very smoothly. It's one of the reasons I chose an Intel PC, because I just heard it works a little bit better when it comes to multi-device streaming. I don't know how true that is. I'm sure everybody has their favourites between Intel and AMD. Ultimately, it's probably not going to make a big difference, but like I say, this one works fine in my experience. But a few other things I really like this particular PC is that, first of all, it has silent running. As far as I know, there are no moving fans in this, at least nothing major. So when this thing is switched on, it is very, very quiet. It has plenty of exhausts on the sides here for the heat dissipation. I don't notice that it gets particularly warm once it's been on for a while. And that's because of the components that have been chosen here. This product uses very minimal amounts of power in comparison to a more full-size PC. And that means it's going to cost less to run, which is always an important consideration when you are choosing a server that is potentially going to be turned on 24/7. Now for us, we don't need this on 24/7 because we usually will only watch movies or stream TV shows, whatever the case may be, in the evening. And some days, if we're out and about, we won't need to use it at all. And that brings me to the next feature that I like about this PC, and that is wake over LAN. And then when this computer has been shut down, okay, so it's not in a power saving state, but it's actually switched off, you can turn it on remotely by sending a small electrical signal through one of the LAN ports. Now, of course, you will need to be connected through a LAN port, but honestly, that's what I would recommend for a media server anyway, so that you are going to be getting the best connection. If that's not an option, this does have Wi-Fi capabilities, however. But that Wake Over LAN feature is just so helpful. I have just downloaded a free app on my phone, and with a simple click of the main button on that app, it will turn my PC on remotely. So this thing has a very small form factor, that's the main point of it. It's non-intrusive, you can store it neatly anywhere really. Just remember, for the initial setup and anytime you want to make any changes or updates, you will need to plug it into a computer keyboard, mouse and monitor. And there are plenty of ports here. We have 4 USB Type 3 ports, 2 on the front, 2 on the back, a USB Type-C port, along with 2 HDMI ports and 2 LAN ports. And there are options to mount this as well, for example, even on the back of a monitor. In conclusion, I would say that a mini PC is just a great choice for running your home media server. Yeah, eventually I may choose to replace the Windows 11 installation with a less resource intensive OS such as Linux. But honestly, up until this point, I've just not really felt the need to do that. But folks, I would be very interested in hearing your thoughts, especially if you have a similar setup to me. Now, I know I haven't gone through the process today on how I rip my Blu-ray collection in order to digitise my content, but that is quite a big topic to itself, so I may keep that for a future dedicated video. But if you have enjoyed watching this little introduction to my Plex Media Server, then please do consider just dropping a like on this video and subscribing to my channel to be notified of future content going forward. But for right now, there's a few more movies that I want to go ahead and rip onto this thing, so thank you so much for watching and have a great day. I'll see you next time.